Welcome to the CU Scoop. I'm your host, Phillip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. Go follow me now. And also make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. You may be watching this in a multitude of places. I don't know, it could be on my channel, another channel, the Pregame Network, DNVR. Who knows where you might see this? But if you're here, hit the like and subscribe button. All right, so Colorado is on the recruiting trail for 2026 prospects. They made a trip down to Atlanta. They've been in the Southeast this week, and we know that Atlanta and the Southeast has gotten a lot of bad weather, so they weren't able to do as much as they wanted to do. But they did make an impact today in the city of Atlanta as they got around to the south side. They actually offered my nephew, they offered another running back, they offered a couple of other athletes, and they made it known that Colorado is not going for just who they can get. They're going for who they want. So we'll dive into that a little bit. We'll talk about the recruit, some of the ways that they are recruiting, the tactics that they're using, the recruiting strategy, so to speak. And yeah, man, we'll just have a good time. So first and foremost, you got to give a shout out to Coach Corey. You got to give a shout out to not Coach. Sorry, well, yeah, the young coach. Yeah, actually, you got to give a shout out to Corey Phillips and also Coach Box. They are on the road. Coach Box is actually in Atlanta. One of the schools that I mentor a lot of the players he was at today, Langston Hughes, and they actually offered my nephew Carson Baker. Carson is 6'2", 200 pounds. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably see me retweet him pretty often. 6'2", 200, runs a 10.6, 100 meters. The goal this year is to try to get to 10.4. Is as explosive as any back in the country, and arguably the most explosive back in the country. His family was super excited. They got a chance. The dad got a chance. His dad, Prentice, shout out to P. His dad got a chance to sit down with Coach Box earlier today, and Colorado made an instant impression to the point where they're thinking like, "Hey, when can we go out there?" I think Colorado's going to be in this one, and it's one of those things where I know people are saying, "Well, that's your nephew. You got to send him out there." I can't send this kid nowhere. And just to talk about our relationship. So I mentor a ton of kids in the city. He's actually from Millersville, Georgia. He came up. My brother, Larry Owens, we go back maybe 30 years. Larry O had him and his brother early on in Atlanta. And I guess like in Little League days early. And I caught a hold to these kids early, just helping them with just certain things, like as far as as they got into the recruiting process, high school choices, all of that type stuff. And so this one is near and dear to my heart. So to see him blow up the way that he has when he wasn't playing, he was frustrated, but he waited his turn and he blew up 45 offers over the last year. I had a great season, over 1,000 yards, splitting time with another kids in my program, Quintavious Fat Boy Wiggins. They both, I think, Fat Boy had a little bit under 1,000 yards. But Carson is a really special back. Nickname All Day, has a running style similar to Adrian Peterson. Finishes his runs, super tough. Right now, UGA just jumped on him. I think UGA is going to be a major player for this guy, but he is seriously considering Colorado. And usually when UGA only wants a certain type of back, they want championship type of backs, and that's what Carson is. But to hear his dad talk about the impression that Coach Box made was really impressive. As far as talking about development, the running scheme that they'll be deploying, he did talk to him about how much they want to run the ball, why they want running backs as explosive as Carson. And and you may have heard me say Millersville. Another reason that I think Carson and his brother, we'll talk about his brother in a second, but actually we can talk about him now. So Carson has a brother at Wake Forest that's a defensive lineman, and Amir Glenn. And they're from Millersville, Georgia, which is the same place that Michael Welch is from. And they have a great relationship with Micah. They heard nothing but great things about Colorado. So this is one of those things that where small deposits that you've had with Michael Welch and being able to get him to play and getting him to where he is and prime for a good season, pay dividends potentially with two brothers that could consider Colorado down the line. I know Wake Forest has a new coach, so we'll see how that goes with Amir. I'm not saying that he's looking to leave by any means, but Amir is a sought-after player right now, just red-shirted, but he's looking to be one of those guys to help solidify that line at Wake Forest. But Carson is, I'd say that relationship that their families have with Micah is one of the reasons why Carson was waiting on an offer from Colorado. Among the 45 that he has, 46 now. I think he just got Texas A&M today or yesterday or something like that. But yeah, Coach Box out here doing work and getting into the nooks and crannies of the city. When you think about another running back that he offered from Sandy Creek is Mr. Amari Latimer, who's also very explosive. He also has a brother that plays college football. His brother, G. Latimer, just transferred to Wisconsin as a cornerback from Jacksonville State, where former Colorado coaching staff member Charles Kelly is the head coach now, but he transferred up to Wisconsin after having a great year. So when you talk about having guys that you're recruiting that could pay off in other ways, Colorado has a thing, or I don't know if they do it on purpose, but I do know that there are plenty of family members on the Buffaloes when it comes to cousins or brothers or however it goes. And I think that these two guys both have brothers that are high-level athletes that are young in their college careers. So giving both of these guys, Amari Latimer and Carson Baker, offers in the Atlanta area is something that you really can't that you can't say enough about. Now, speaking to some people on staff, I was able to kind of gauge how Colorado was recruiting, especially when it comes back to the running back room. And so as of right now, you don't have your lead guy there. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to be Marshall Faulk, but the guy in the captain's chair in that room isn't there yet. So when you recruit, you have to recruit guys that are, when we talk about evergreen, when we talk about evergreen content, we're talking about content that's good for anybody. And the same thing with the running back room. They're recruiting guys who, no matter who comes in, they have a skill set that any coach can deal with. So sometimes you have guys that are fast and not powerful. You have guys that are powerful and not fast. You have guys that are small, but, very elusive. You have guys that are big, but not very agile. They're looking for pretty much evergreen recruits in the running back room where there isn't a lot of nuance to their game. They may have some high-profile traits, but they want guys that when whoever comes in is like, listen, this is your ribeye steak. This is your fine chicken breasts, whatever it is that any chef can come in this kitchen and find out what to do with this. And that's how they're recruiting the running back room. So I think that's really important, especially for when you see that Colorado wants to run the ball more in the coming years. They're going to put a big emphasis on getting running backs who can take it the distance. They want to be explosive. When you think about that zone gap scheme that they will be blocking with, zone blocking scheme that they'll be using or deploying with Pat Shermer. You go back and you look at, I always talk about what he did in Denver and what he did in Philadelphia and what he was around in Minnesota. You want these type of high-level running backs. And I think it's really good to come and put that Colorado stamp in Atlanta when you're talking about popular players. And they didn't just come to Atlanta. They came and got guys, like some of the best guys in Atlanta. You also were that Colorado flag waves. And it's really a testament to the Colorado social media presence where a kid that didn't get an offer today is like, all right, well, I got so many phone calls like, Dukes, I heard Colorado's in town. Are they coming here? Are they coming here? Are they coming here? And they'll be back in Atlanta. So for anybody, any of the kids that I talk to or any of the parents, Colorado's coming back. It was a short week because of the snow. So there was a plan for them to hit all over Atlanta, and which they couldn't because the snow came. So they had to cut their trip short. So they got a day or two in Atlanta, about a day and a half, but not really what they wanted to. So they will be scheduling Atlanta again. And from the list of prospects that I was that I kind of got an idea of who they like and who they don't, not who they don't, who they are prioritizing at this point. There's a lot of guys in Atlanta that Colorado will be going to get, and just as much, there are a ton of guys that are in Florida that you're going to see Colorado go after, including some guys at IMG Academy. I'll get to those guys momentarily. Well, actually, probably make that a separate video. I may just go down to Florida and make that a totally separate video. Another guy that Colorado offered today is Kayvon. They call him the Slim Reaper Concierge out of Houston County. I don't know why they call it Houston County. It looks like Houston, but call it Houston. I'm gonna be respectful. Houston County, Warner Robins, Georgia. You may remember Antoine AJ Hill, who Colorado was recruiting heavily at the beginning of the last cycle. Well, he was the 6'3" receiver that he had. They had two D1 receivers. He's one of them. This guy's blowing up. Colorado did a good job by getting there early. Georgia, Kirby Smart is on him as well. A lot of SEC schools are getting involved. So this is one that Colorado, that I understand that Colorado likes a lot. He has the profile that they're looking for. 6'3", fast, can do a ton. And I just feel like the way that Colorado is recruiting early with the national imprint only speaks to where they see themselves on the national level. When you're going up against the Kirby Smarts of the world, you're not waiting to the end. You're getting out early, getting your offers out, but you're offering guys that other people want as well. You're not just taking what you can get. And I think that's really important when you think about when everybody talks about how Colorado's recruiting leaves so much to be desired. Well, these guys are putting boots to the ground. And even today, not every school was open today in Georgia. Like, it was a lot of schools still closed. Like, so they went to the schools that were open, to the school systems that were able to open today. And I just think they're doing a great job when it comes to making impact in Atlanta. Another guy that's not in Atlanta that I do want to talk about that I think is just going to pay dividends for Colorado is Tristan Keys. TK, out of Mississippi, man, the number 7 overall wide receiver in the country, is someone who I think Colorado is going to go after in a big way. When you talk about the 6'2", 190 pounds, can do a little bit of everything. It's really what he does when the ball is in the air. It's how he attacks the ball. He reminds me of Cederian, more the number 1 receiver in the class last year. And I think Colorado likes him a lot. So Tristan Keys is another one to watch. And as the visit season comes and you figure out when Colorado is going to get some of these guys on campus, these are just names to remember. Another thing that I learned about Colorado's strategy outside of recruiting with a national imprint is that now when Colorado they're looking to make what works repeatable. So they're not just recruiting blindly, or just saying, oh, this guy's good, we got to get him. There are certain profiles that work in offenses, and you're going to see guys continue to be recruited as they fit this profile, right? So you're going to see multiple people that are going to fit that Will Shepherd mold. You're going to see multiple people that fit that LeJontay Wester role. You're going to see multiple people that fit these roles defensively. You're going to see cornerbacks that have length, 6'1", 6'2". And once they realize what's worked, that's what you're going to see from their recruiting perspective. And I think it's genius. I think that you want to make recycles repeatable. That's the difference between being lucky and good. Can you make it repeatable? Can you do it again? So there's always going to be some nuance when it comes to those type deals. So I think Colorado is doing a great job of recruiting within their scope. And coming to Atlanta today, they definitely made an impact. There was a guy today. I need to get this kid's name. Hold on, let me see. There's a kid in Columbus. Coach Box was all over the place today. And for those that know, Columbus is about an hour outside of Atlanta. This kid's name is, they made it up to Carrollton. They got Josh Appel, who blocked for Juju. He's a younger guy. He's a 27 kid, but somebody too. Somebody that you definitely want to pay attention to. I'm going to try to find this guy's name right here is, let me see, what's my man's name? Out of Columbus, where is it? Y'all bear with me. Tristan Givens. 6'4", 215, wide receiver, defensive end out of Carver High School in Columbus, Georgia. This guy is one of the most freaky athletes in the state of Georgia. I couldn't remember his name, but somebody who can go on a 7-on-7 circuit and play trench mob ball, which is where the offensive and defensive linemen go at it, or he can go and be a receiver or a tight end. Like, he can do it all. When you look at his frame, he's a guy who can fill out you can keep him at 235, or you can take him out. You can keep him at the 230 range at receiver, or you can let them fill all the way out at 245, 250. So Tristan Givens is someone that you definitely want to look at, and who I also heard was really excited about their offer. If there's anybody that you guys want to talk about, or you want me to deep dive on when it comes to recent offers, let me know. And just a lot to be excited about. This is the time of year where Colorado is getting an earlier jump on recruiting, which I think is good, because now you're recruiting like other programs are recruiting. You're erasing some of the not excuses, but some of the naysayers in the past are saying, well, I didn't get my Colorado offer till later. They never offered me it. Colorado ain't playing this year. They're definitely getting out. They're getting after it early and often, and you're going to see a ton. And I think if you watch my live, one of the lives I had this week, I told you, like, look, Colorado's on the road. So as they get deeper in the, and I'm really excited to see what happens with Colorado gets into South Florida. So that's going to be exciting as well. So as I hear more, I'll deliver more. We'll do more of these videos. I had to go give some love to the Auburn fans and make sure I got them some content this week, but I'll definitely make sure that I double up on Colorado content coming up this week. All right, y'all, that's my time for today. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button at Dukes D Scoop. Thank you. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. Hey, any names you want me to go check on and give you a primer about, drop it in the comments and I'll get to it. All right, man. Thank y'all for sure.